Today new exercise. So today we will be looking into another exercise of calendar and dates. So you can download this file from here. I have already downloaded. So this is the file. Sorry guys. Now it's saying that open the music tour, and on the page one you will find a matrix containing the dates of show, and this is the matrix and the dates of the show. Add a measure to create a monthly running total ticket sold using the total MTD, right? So monthly running ticket show. So I will be adding one more measure here, which will be called as, let's say MTD. We can write it as MTD ticket sold, right? And how we are going to calculate it? We will calculate ticket sold, right? So we will be using calculate and then ticket sold, right? And here we will be using MTD, date MTD, and date we are taking it from contain the date, show, add a measure, create a monthly running total. Okay, so monthly, so that will be total MTD, not date MTD, total MTD, and the expression would be ticket sold, right? So instead of using this, we can only use total MTD ticket sold. Dates we are taking it from, let me first check with this, where we are taking dates, show dates, right? So I will be taking from show date dot date, right? And there is no filter for now. And if I put this measure in my chart, am I having some values or not? Let's check. So after adding this for September 25th, I will be having 9782, 9782, which is accurate, and then 18, 15, and then 2566. So yes, this is how we get this value. And then to hide the dates on which no ticket was sold, update the measure to include if function with check if the sum of tickets sold is blank. So that's a good thing. So right now, if there is no ticket sold hereby, you can see, so still it's giving us these values. So instead of these values, we will be having blanks here. So I will be adding if function here. If this is the logic, like, so we can store this in the variable. Let's take a variable sheet here. I can store it as a variable one, which is this, and then I will say return if logic test is total ticket sold is not equal to blank, blank, then return one, right? This, and if not, so it's saying that not equal to blank, then return me the value. If it is blank, then return blank, like nothing. And if I click enter, will it work? So now after adding this, the thing totally changed. For September 25, you can see the earlier there was these many of these errors here, like the blanks. Now it is only having the values which are either the ticket sold or the revenue. Like the ticket sold column is totally filled, so that's how it's giving us the values here. And now if we look into the down another, then so it's telling that add another measure. Okay, add another measure to calculate a monthly running total revenue. So same thing, we will be doing it for the revenue. So what I will do, I will just copy this mtd for the revenue. Now it's for tickets sold. I will be working it on the revenue, and instead of tickets sold, I will be using it now as revenue, show revenue. And enter, and then adding this into here. Now if there is anything like for September 25 1429817, where is September 25 14, yeah, so we are having accurate values till now. And now on page 2, so on page 2, this is the page 2, you will find a matrix, this matrix, right? Create a measure which compare the sum of the length with the same period in the previous year. You can use the combine and same period last year. So in this we will be using same period last year, right? So create a measure which compare the sum of the single length. So I think, yeah, we have this measure called sum of single length. So I will be adding one more measure called uh, previous year single length, right? So I will be using calculate function where we have this sum of senior length, and then I will be adding a filter called same period last year, where I will be taking dates from show date, I guess so, yeah. And if I click enter, just the enter, and if I put this measure here after this, are we getting some similar values or not? So let's first check from where the dates is coming from. So it's coming from track release date. So instead of show, I will be taking date from track release date dot date, right? And clicking enter. Now if you see, the values has changed now. I will go here and check for 1983 January. 1983 January, it's 233, and it's not 233 here. 1983 January, right? So something is not working. You can use the combination of calculate and same period last year function and add to the matrix. So if I click here, something not working, same period last year, right? Comma. So these are the dates for same period last year, release date. And instead of this, if I choose this, it's now totally empty. I will be choosing it as dot date. I can use it as date or monthly. If I click it as month, no, right? I have to choose it by the date only and click enter. Create the comparison. Okay. Okay, if you see the condition is we need to compare the sum of length, right, from last year to this year. So in our measure, what we were doing, we were just taking calculate the sum of single length where the same period is this. No, we have to take the measure like we have to take the sum of length and then we have to subtract it from the previous year whatever we have. And if we compare the values now, for example 1983 January is 401 and minus 386. So let's compare 401 and minus 386. This is how you get this. And now we need to add one more measure which will compare the sum of the single of the length with the same value from 1 month ago. Now it's giving instead of using from here so 1 month, so what we will do, we will add one more measure which will be, I will be using instead of py, let's use last month, lm, last month, right? So instead of using same period last year, I will be using date add function, right, the dates, this one, and then the number of intervals should be 1, like -1, and then interval is in the month, and I will click enter. And if I put this measure in my table, let's say here, am I getting accurate values or not? 442 for 1984 January, 442 minus 3. Yeah, so this is how you get a previous month also. So yep, thanks for watching, have a nice day.